Bam, bam, bam. That should all be good. That should all be live. Let me just check, see if the broadcast is up. It takes bare long to load on my phone, so. Bro, where's the chat? Shit, why's the chat just decided not that it doesn't want to appear? Bro, why can things just not run smoothly when I'm trying to get it done? Like, anytime I try to do anything, it's just a headache, bro. Well, there we go. Okay, it's up. But I can only see the chat on my phone. Okay. 2 seconds. Does it want to log me in? Bro, if this is... Why has YouTube always got to do me like this, man? YouTube's always got to do me like this. If I just go here. Bro, if this is... Why? Yeah, okay. So... Chat not wanna... Okay. Okay, that's how it wants to play things. Let me just tweet out the stream, and then I'll be with you. Bro, I'm so unorganized all the time. Like, probably should have got all of this ready before. But share. Bro, does the chat still not want to appear on the side? I don't know why that's not a thing. I don't know, like, is it here? Okay, no, that's not what I was meant to click. Bro, I don't know how to use this, bro. It was there the other day, but it's not there now on it, so I must have to get it up on my phone. If I've actually got to reach out off my phone, that is a long, long day. Right, okay. Anyway, so yeah, I'll wait until people join. Let's get some people in here before I start. Where's that YouTube tab? There. I'm not gonna lie, that is possibly one of the worst captions I've ever put out, but it's gotta be done. Yeah, that's up. I'm gonna chat just because. I don't know. Is it in settings? Stream. No. Okay. Well, I'll just get the. I think I'll just. We'll just get it all up on here then, I guess. I'll just have to mute it so I don't fucking just hear my voice, because funnily enough, I don't like listening to my own voice, despite the fact that I've got to do it all the time just to edit videos. But there we go. Let's just minimize this a little bit so I can just see the chat. That's not what I wanted, is it? Bro, it's just trolling me right now, man. Just can't get anything done. There we go. I think I'm happy with that. Give it a quick refresh. Okay, no, I wasn't meant to be in there actually. give it like 5 more minutes, and then I'll then we'll watch the first video. Let's actually check football scores. Okay, Algeria kind of need to win. I'm sacrificing watching AFCON just to do the stream. It's a Chelsea score. Oh, Chelsea 2. Oh, okay, that's long. Okay, Chelsea winning. That's a long day. That's not really what we want to see. Kind of wanted to see Poch get sacked, but here we are. Yeah. Is it still not letting me see the chat on here? Shit. Or is it on here? Fuck's sake, bro. Alright, anyway. Let me just sort this out. And then we'll get to let me just minimize that, and then I'll get the other tab up, and then we'll be good to go. We'll be good to go. Oh, Chelsea just scored again. Oh my. Wait, who scored? Let me check that. Who scored? Oh, yeah, that's long. Long day for Borough. What have we got? What have we actually got to watch here? A bit of talk sport. To be fair, let's see what Benty has to say on this on Phillips leaving. To be fair, because I've got very mixed opinions.
Save up to 200.
We're gonna start with.
I've got very mixed opinions on Phillips going because, like at the same I don't like watching him play. Like he looks so out of his depth when he plays, but at the same time, we do kind of need that cover, and I feel a lot more comfortable watching Phillips as a 6 instead of Cover as a 6, because Cover as a 6 is not what you want to be watching. Like, is not the sort of football you want to be watching.
West Ham.
But you know, let's see what Benty, let's see what the wise men on TalkSport have to say about it.
And they've agreed a deal with Man City to sign Calvin Phillips on loan till the end of the season. The deal includes an option to make the move permanent in the summer. TalkSport's chief football correspondent Alex Cook joined this morning.
To be fair, at least there is a buy option, because if he was just going out on loan and then we brought him back and we got no bids for him, then that would be long. That would be so long. But the fact there's a buy option means I do want him to go perform, because I think the buy option is 34 million, yeah? So the buy option's somewhere like 34 million, right? And if I'm to just, oh, let me minimize this. If I'm to just now go check, because I can't remember how much we signed him for. It was in the 40s, I think, or was it 50? I can't remember the exact sum, but I know the buy option's 34. So I kind of want to see what sort of loss we'd be making. 49 million euros. What's that in sterling? Euro to pound. Option. Okay, so what we'd only be losing, give or take, 5 to 6 million, which I personally don't think as a loss that's too bad. Because yeah, Matt, as you say, he definitely did need to leave for his sake. He wasn't getting game time. He wasn't good enough to play for us. If I'm gonna be real, he wasn't good enough for us. The only issue is I'd rather have him there and not be good enough than have Cover as a 6, because Cover as a 6 is a stressful experience to watch, especially the worst performance I've seen Cover play as a 6 was against Arsenal, where he should have been sent off and he was just playing reckless. And although Phillips didn't have, I don't think, any good games in a City shirt, I would rather him like he's never flirted with the idea of being sent off, whereas Cover's flirted with the idea of getting sent off many a times in his career and already a few times with City. So it's one of those, and it's one of those. I just hope we bring in some decent cover for Rodri, because we've seen what happens when Rodri doesn't play. We've seen what happens. We've seen what happens.
On his breakfast show with the very latest on the transfer.
It suits all parties. Calvin Phillips needs to go out and play some football before the European Championships. Not that I think his place in Gareth Southgate's squad is under serious threat, because obviously a lot of people have said, well, he's not playing for Manchester City, therefore he shouldn't be playing for his country. But there aren't two.
That is true though. That is true. Like, he can't really be playing for England if he's not match fit. Like, it is kind of jarring watching him play for, and I'm not saying he plays bad for England. He plays very well for England, but it's kind of jarring to watch him play and be a guaranteed start when there's people like Jude, Deckers, who, like, I'm trying to think who else you could throw in there that's like plays a lot of football at the moment. But yeah, no, those two anyway. When there's people like him and Hendo, Phillips and Hendo, that might get in there ahead of him just based on merit, when Henderson's been slumming it in Saudi and is now going to go play in the Eredivisie because he couldn't hack it in Saudi, and Southgate thinks that's the sort of player that should be playing at the highest level of like international football. That's a joke. But I think that's a joke. But yeah,
too many similar English midfielders, that do the same job as Calvin Phillips. So I think he'll be on the plane, but he wants to go and be in the best possible shape to hopefully, from his point of view, push for a role in the starting 11. As you mentioned there, my understanding is that Phillips has given the nod that he's happy to join West Ham. I think more discussions would take place today between the two clubs.
Well, to be fair, it's been obvious for a while that he's going to leave, because I generally at the start of the season thought they would he'd still he'd still have time to come good, but obviously it just hasn't worked, and you can't just keep gambling and hoping that he's going to come good when in reality it's not going to happen, is it? And you've just got to cut your losses on it really, and just be like, yep, he's not going to be the player he was at Leeds, he's not going to be the player Pep wants him to be, so you've got to be able to make money for him and get money for him now. And yeah, exactly, like you said there with Hendo as well, because all of the players, like, we think Mount, Bellingham, Foden, Maddison, Rice, all have tournament experience now. They've went to at least two international tournaments now. So coming around this time, this will be most of their second Euros, right? Henderson has no reason to be starting in that squad. No reason to be starting in that squad. I'm trying to think who would actually be making their Euros debut, because Bellingham went to the Euros. He didn't play, but he went to the Euros. So I'm trying to think. Ramsdale, I don't think he went to the Euros, but there's Ramsdale. To be fair, I think that's it when it comes to. There's no midfielders anyway, so yeah, neither him or Henderson or Phillips should be getting near the squad unless they prove that they're good enough. Because I'll happily sit there and watch a pivot of Rice and Bellingham. Happily. Oh, Ward-Prowse, completely forgot about Prowsey actually. Prowse didn't go, but again, happy to give him a debut in the Euros, because the main set piece taker for England is Trippier, and Trippier is in awful form, so you don't really want him starting games. So yeah, Prowse, get him in there. Like, he might not be the best footballer, but he guarantees you assists and he runs a lot. So he might like technically not be the best at football, but he runs. He's a workhorse, and he's also one of the best set dead ball specialists like there is in the Premier League, let alone just English in general. So yeah, 100% Ward-Prowse goes in over Hendo or Phillips.
It's going to be interesting for Calvin Phillips and West Ham. I suppose the obvious question is where does he fit into this side? Alvarez is out at the moment, so you would imagine it's Souček, Ward-Prowse, and Calvin.
Actually, how long is Alvarez out for? Because if he's not out for that long or that much longer, how does it actually look for Phillips there? Because I'm looking at who they've got as midfielders: Paqueta, Alvarez, Ward-Prowse. That's already 3. Obviously Souček as well. That's 4. So on what they've also got Fornals, Kudus as well. So these are a lot of midfielders. So obviously yes, Phillips would be playing in the deeper role, which would either be occupied by Alvarez, Phillips, Souček, Alvarez, Ward-Prowse. So if Alvarez isn't out for that long and Phillips doesn't impress in his first few games, then is it going to look good for him at West Ham as well? You know, it's one of those. It's one of those.
And Phillips.
Yeah.
But I wonder when everyone's fit, will they revert back? Remember when Souček was playing alongside Declan Rice? They sort of played two holders. I wonder if they would do that, and then they've got Paqueta and Kudus and Bowen that could be the front three, and then if Antonio's back, he could play up top on his own. I don't know. How do you see him fitting in?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, he's a good player, right? There's no doubts about that. I know he's had a tough couple of years. I mean, he's made 16 Premier League appearances over 2 years. No goals, no assists. But
that's again appalling. It is disgusting because, like I said in the video I actually did on Phillips a month ago, I think, Rodri can't play as much football as he has. Rodri even came out and said he can't play that much football again. So having him play week in, week out is not sustainable at all. Oh, yeah, they are in Europe, to be fair. But yeah, okay. Yeah, I completely forgot they're still in Europe. My judgment on their form has been clouded recently by my judgment on their season has been clouded recently by their recent form. But yeah, they are in Europe. So that is something to think about. But again, is he really happy being a rotation player out on loan? Again, at the age of 26, 27? Like, is that really what he wants to do? Especially with his ability, because he's one of the best passers of the ball I've seen. He's got a disgraceful pass on him, but it's like, I don't feel like he's press resistant enough to, like, him not being press resistant sort of cancels out him having good passing, if that makes sense. So, you know, I'm not saying West Ham's a bad move, but I'm probably, like, there are moves in my head. Like, there are clubs in my head that make a bit more sense. Like, if you look at a team, like, you look at, obviously we wouldn't loan out to Liverpool, especially in the title race. That's dumb. But like a team like Liverpool, where they really do struggle and don't have a 6. Chelsea don't have a 6 because I don't really think Caicedo's a 6. So yeah, you know. But I'm not saying it's not a bad deal for City wise, but for Phillips, I don't know if it is the best. Again, obviously the Liverpool move wouldn't have happened with him at City, but it's probably one of the better teams he could have went to. But obviously, we wouldn't be stupid enough to do that.
That's terrible.
But I know it's not particularly his role, but I just think all of a sudden, like he needs to. The biggest thing, he needs to go and play football, right? Now, obviously, you've got Ward-Prowse in there as well, and you've got Alvarez. But taking out Souček, the only thing I'd say about taking out Souček, because a few people have said that, yeah, he'll probably be the one to make
he gets
way.
Goals, Souček.
That's the problem. He's got more goals
again
than
as well.
Ward-Prowse's got 4, he's got 5.
I've got the stream up on my second monitor, and I've just went to pause the video on the stream. So I've just paused the stream and the video was still playing. But what other offers did come in? Juventus were linked. Newcastle wanted him as well, but apparently they couldn't work out a deal with the money they have. Apparently they couldn't work something out. So I'm probably, because again, Newcastle, he wouldn't even be guaranteed game time. Actually, maybe with Tonali being out for the season. Yeah, no, I don't think for the teams that would have went in for him, I don't think there's anyone that would have had nailed on game time. But I do think there are better teams. Well, I'll look at the. Let me look at the league table. Let me get the league table up. Oh, Premier League. Let's look at the league table, right? Let me just look at the table. And so, let's think. Liverpool definitely could have done with him, but obviously wouldn't go to a top 6 club. So we'll just take out. We'll take out Liverpool. Arsenal wouldn't have needed him. Villa wouldn't have needed him. Villa probably have one of the best DMs in the league. We'll obviously take Spurs out. Obviously West Ham, that's where he's going. Oh, press the final one now. So, to be fair, I look at teams. Fulham would have been big for him. I think if Bayern came back in for Paulinho, Fulham would have been the move for him. But obviously, he's not. I don't think Paulinho's going in January. I don't think they'd let him go in January. But for a permanent move in the summer, if West Ham don't want him and Paulinho goes, which I think he will, Fulham, 100% Fulham, 100%. Obviously, all these teams down here is probably like he doesn't. I might say he doesn't really deserve to be playing down in these sort of dire positions. But what was he doing before City? So I don't know if that's just him winning the treble, clouding my judgment there. But Bournemouth, no, because Bournemouth and Wolves both have decent midfields, if I'm not mistaken. Obviously, Newcastle wanted him. And so probably, I'm thinking Chelsea and Fulham, but mostly Fulham, I think. Fulham, if Paulinho was to go, I think that would be the perfect situation for Phillips to be in 100%, because it just makes the most sense to me.
Or not even goals. He always seems to get the first contact. Souček, good in the air.
That's also true as well. Souček gets goals. He's able to knock balls on. Phillips, haven't seen him do that once. He's not really known for his finishing, and yes, he's got a good pass on him, but like having that extra aerial presence, especially as a DM, it's important. It's very, very important. And as well, I don't really see Phillips get stuck in. Like, when watching him, I don't really see him get that stuck in, which is a little concerning. Or I think it's a little concerning anyway. I'm still trying to 2 seconds. I'm still trying to get the chat up on the side of my screen, so I don't have to do it through the browser. But it's kind of taking the piss a little bit. Oh, I'll just leave it. I'll figure out how to do it later. If they've. Well, exactly. Is that like you say there? He would be. I honestly think if they get big money for Paulinho, which I think they will, because he's a immense player. He's just like Phillips, a no-brainer to put in there, yeah. And then you maybe spend Phillips, right, in there, no-brainer, Premier League proven, can do the job, yeah. And then they can strengthen in a few other areas, spend the rest of the money strengthening a few other areas, and then probably also bring in a younger DM to be a bit of an understudy. That makes perfect sense. Like that does make perfect sense. So I do think if it doesn't work out for him at West Ham, and Paulinho goes, so obviously it is all ifs and hypothetical at the moment, but I do think that is 100% where I could see Phillips going.
So I would be reluctant to take him out because you lose that goal threat. But if everyone's fit, then listen, he's got a decision to make. Alvarez has not been playing at the minute. I don't think so. There's a place for him to slot in, but what it does do for West Ham as a whole, it gives them squad depth. For Calvin Phillips, it's a little bit okay, because what he can't afford to do is leave Manchester City, go somewhere and not play. Even though I still think he'll be in the squad because Gareth loves him, but if he goes and plays half decent from now to the end of the season, then I think he'll probably start game one. Same as Henderson. There's a chance Henderson might start if he plays well for Ajax, which I assume he will do. But in that midfield, I think it's just strength and depth. But Calvin Phillips has to play games. If he wants to start, he can't go into the Euros not playing any football. But West Ham, I think for West Ham Football Club, it's a great signing.
I think it's a bit of a coup as well for them.
Yeah.
We had West Ham fans phone up last week. Do you remember 6 not good enough? We should be 5th, and we're like, there's only 5 points between you and Spurs, and you could argue you're overshooting out 6th, right? When you look at the Premier League table, you got the likes of Man United, Chelsea, Newcastle below you, right? So they're overachieving. I just wonder now if the expectation levels for West Ham will go up another notch.
I think they've gone up anyway, but again, we spoke to some of the West Ham fans talking about where they feel they should be. I don't think they should be any higher than they actually are. I think they're still going along.
Again, I do feel like West Ham fans have kind of expectations of their season are a lot bigger than they should be, just based on that European trophy, and I do feel like they view themselves as a bit of a bigger club than they are. So when they are performing at the level they are right now, it's the same as Newcastle, really. They're both of the teams overperformed last season. So when they're back to a steady sort of performances and the way they're playing with the results they're getting, the fans think they're not playing well and something needs to change. When in reality they're not. They might have just overperformed last season. But again, if obviously things do continue to dip, then maybe they are underperforming. But if they stay consistent at this level, then maybe, just maybe, they overperformed last season. So I do find it weird how reactionary and how everyone overreacts to their seasons. In those two camps anyway, when it comes to West Ham and Newcastle, because you see it all over Twitter, they're all like, oh, Moyes out, Eddie Howe out, and I'm thinking, really, like, you actually think about what you're doing right now. Is it that deep? Because they weren't playing well in the league, not last season, the season before, but they had the Europa League where they got to the semis. They weren't too great in the league last season when they obviously won the Conference League. So again, I think European football does pave over a lot of the cracks that they have in league football. I do think West Ham are a very good cup side, but maybe not a good league side. And I said that a lot about Tuchel's Chelsea. Tuchel's Chelsea were an excellent cup side. What they got to 3 cup finals, winning the Champions League and obviously losing the 2 domestic cups on penalties to Liverpool. Excellent cup side, but in the league they just couldn't cut it. They got too many draws because there was no extra time, there was no penalties to play for. So although the team didn't have the killer instinct, they were very good at the back, which could get them 2 penalties, could get them 2 extra time where they're creating. They got more time to create chances, and there has to be a guaranteed winner in the game. But when you're in the league, teams will happily pay for a draw against you. So if you're not going to score, teams will happily sit back and get the 0-0 against you, because especially Chelsea, when you're as big as Chelsea, like loads of teams will happily do that. Oh, is it on there? Okay, there we go. There we are. There we go. Oh, I just got the chat to work that like properly, and then it just disappeared. So that's not great. And then 2 seconds, because it's where is it? It's in there. Where is it? Select. Put that one there. Okay. There we go. No way. Is it actually... Oh, okay. That wasn't meant to happen. That wasn't meant to happen. Oh, no. Oh, no. I messed it up. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, wait. No. Oh. Okay. No. I haven't actually messed it up. Yeah, this is... I just need to make it smaller. Ruined it by being a City fan. Yeah, nah. I've been told I ruin a lot of things by being a City fan, but what can you do? What can you? Oh my lord! What is that on my screen? Please tell. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. That wasn't meant to happen. Yeah, no. I've been told I ruined loads of things by being a City fan, but obviously there's got to be one of us in it. There's got to be one of us. It's a good personality trait to have as well. Being a City fan builds character, especially when I was in school. Built a lot of character, but you know, it's not as bad as being an Arsenal fan when I was in school. Anyway, when I was in school, the Arsenal fans got it rough. They got it rough because they were terrible. I remember one of my tutors, he supported Arsenal, and I went in after they lost 10-2 on aggregate to Bayern Munich, and I had an absolute field day because it is embarrassing, isn't it? But yeah, as I was saying, Matt, yeah, Chelsea were very good in those cup competitions, and you look at how they played under Tuchel, but he had to go because the league performances weren't good enough. And I feel like if he at least won an FA Cup or the League Cup and beat Liverpool at least once on one of those penalty shootouts, he would have been given more time. But by being a good cup team, you do at least have to meet the club's expectations in the league, and obviously Chelsea have a higher expectations than West Ham, so he was afforded less time than Moyes, even though he won a Champions League and Moyes only won a Conference League. So maybe it's a bit unfair, but obviously you've got to look at everything on a situational basis, and unfortunately for Tuchel, he was at a club that had very high expectations of their managers. In the league anyway, and he just wasn't meeting them. So he was potentially hard done by, yeah, but at the same time I also do think he lost the dressing room, and especially that little scuffle him and Conte had on the sidelines, I think definitely was the writing on the wall for both of them, really, because they both lost the dressing room, and it was quite clear that they both lost their heads a little bit, and things have started to deteriorate further, especially with Conte when he was arguing and basically sending shots at the board in interviews. They were both, it was a ticking time bomb really for both of them after that. But you know, it's at least Spurs look better now that Conte's gone. Chelsea obviously look worse because they've had 2, potentially even 3, depending on how Poch ends the season, poor appointments after Tuchel. And I honestly think bringing Lampard back is one of the stupidest things you can do, and it makes you look really, really weak as a club if you can sack someone and then bring them back because it hasn't completely worked out after they've left. And it makes Lampard look like a bit of an idiot, really, because being sacked, like imagine you lose your job, yeah? I don't know, let's say you work at Asda, yeah? You lose your job at Asda, they sack you, they say you're not good enough, yeah? And then and then they're like understaffed, so they ring you and they're like, yo, are you able to like come work for us again? We're like short on staff. You just think, no. So I do think Lampard did make himself look like a bit of an idiot by going back, but Chelsea's his club at the end of the day, so it's a bit of a weird one because obviously he's always going to love Chelsea. They did a lot for him, he did a lot for them, but at the same time I feel like he's got to be a bit stronger. And I'd say the same if Jose went back. If Jose went back to Chelsea, if they sack Poch and Jose goes back there, he looks a fool as well. Especially after getting sacked and then becoming Spurs manager. I don't know. Yeah, the Lukaku transfer was definitely... I feel like the Lukaku transfer and the way Lukaku dealt with things at the club just sort of showed that it was possible for him to lose the dressing room, and players... I guess Lukaku sort of showed the players that they do have the power and they can get what they want if they try hard enough. And I guess when the players see that they can do that, it just shows that they can get what they want if they try hard enough. That's why I respect Pep. He doesn't let any of this behaviour happen. As soon as Cancelo starts throwing a hissy fit, he doesn't get what he wants. Because he wanted to play. He was playing poorly, but he still wanted to keep playing, and got annoyed when he got benched for an 18-year-old Lewis. So he kicks off a massive fuss. Pep gets rid of him. And yes, that is what Tuchel did to Lukaku, but they gave him what he wanted because he wanted to go back to Inter Milan. So he went to Inter Milan. He got what he wanted, and then for some reason decided, no, I don't want to be Inter anymore, and started flirting with Juventus. I made a whole video on it anyway. I made a whole video on Lukaku, I think a year, like a few months ago. I made a video on Lukaku because I think he's an idiot. I think he's an absolute twat, and he's a lot like Raheem Sterling. I think where they're both so desperate to be loved by fan bases, so that when things aren't going well, they throw a hissy fit, and just throw their toys out the pram. Because Sterling said when he left City that he didn't feel respected because he wasn't a starter in the team, right? But he was in the worst form of his life. Sterling played that Champions League final against Chelsea in the worst form of his life, and then continued to be in even worse form. So you don't deserve to play if you're in bad form. Okay, you might have some credit in the tank for all the stuff you've done for us before, but that only lasts so long. You can't just live off things you've done in the past. You have to still be providing good moments and good performances. And he wasn't doing that. So he deserved to not play. But he then went in for a hissy fit and said he wasn't respected at the club. We respected Sterling. We showed Sterling a lot of respect and we did a lot for Sterling. And then for him to go to a club that fans openly... there was that whole incident where Chelsea fans were racist to Sterling at a game. To go to that club is crazy to me. Crazy to me. Because yes, the club didn't actually do anything wrong. But you've got to think, those fans of that club have been saying that stuff about you. Do you really want to go put on the shirt and have those people cheer for you? Because if it goes wrong and you put in a bad performance, they're going to say those exact same things. Because they don't care. They're racist at the end of the day. So whether you're wearing Chelsea colours or not wearing Chelsea colours, if you do something they don't like, they're going to say those things. And unfortunately, you can't stop it. I wish you could, because it's a it's an experience that no one should go through. I've went through it personally. It's not nice, it's horrible, but you get to a point where you realise you can't change those people's minds, so you've just got to stay out of the way of those people. Because I've tried to have talks with people about it when they've said stuff to me about where I'm from, what I look like. But if I just surround myself around these people and keep giving them opportunities to say this stuff to me, then it's going to affect me mentally, because I will try reason with them and say, how am I any different to you because of this? Why does me being from here make a difference? And you're just fighting a losing battle because you can't change these people's minds, which is very sad, and it's why it's always going to be an issue, which is very unfortunate, because, there are solutions for it, but it's one of those, isn't it? The issue with it is, hate speech laws are a bit... I'm not even going to get into it. That's a crazy topic to be getting into. I'm not even going to get into it, but yeah, moving on. But back to Lukaku anyway. Is he actually playing well at Roma at the moment? Because I haven't kept up to date with the Serie A. The only thing I know is that Lautaro Martinez is on a bit of a madness, but I haven't really seen what's going on over there. But I'm kind of liking I haven't really kept up with it this season, but I've been interested in Serie A recently, man. That league has had a resurgence. They're a competitive league again now that Juventus have had some mad fall off. They're a proper league again, and the football they play over there is nice. I liked watching Napoli a lot last season. I like watching AC when they're in full flow. You know, I'm not saying I religiously watch them in it, but it's fun to tune into their games and watch them when they're playing good football. And I'm more inclined to watch the league now that with there more things being at stake, with more teams being able to win it. And that might sound stupid coming from me because I watch the Premier League every week and we've won 4 of the last 5 titles. But you know, I like watching City, so what can you do? Yeah, but can anybody play well enough in Jose's 3rd season to stop him getting sacked? Like, is it actually possible to do that? Because yo, that's crazy. Like, is it actually possible to do that? Oh no, I've just opened the wrong tab. Yeah, is it possible to save Jose's job in the 3rd season? I'd like to see someone. I don't even think Messi could do it. But here we are. Yeah, that's crazy. I'm kind of bored of TalkSport. I'm not gonna lie. I want to see what else. What good. Any of you guys watched anything recently that you think I should? I think I should check out, which start a good discussion, because I'm not. Oh mate, look at this guy. Should we watch this? Chat. Should we watch this? Is this a good video? Does anyone know if this is a good video? Should I watch this? Crazy. I mean, there's a booby video there, but I've kind of already covered that already. But to go into more detail on Mourinho at Chelsea, what video? What is actually done? I don't know if actually. I'll see what else he's got, because I don't really want to chat Newcastle. I spoke about Newcastle yesterday. Okay, here we go. This is a good one, because there are some squads in this league and some players in this league
Heidi's
that
Smart
I think
Booking Tech helps you find our best ski holiday deals.
I think aren't likable in the
Hello,
slightest.
I'm the Irish guy, and
Let's
right,
go.
Okay.
Let's have a look.
Today, I'm gonna rank every particular club based on how likable their squad is. I mean, I might be wrong. I might be
Love to see me do a watch along. Oh, what? So I was gonna do one for the Algeria game today, but wow, Chelsea are 4-0 up. I'm gonna check the score on that actually. Yeah, that's a group stage exit. Out of AFCON. And Mars has been subbed on for Awada. I kind of wanted to see him, but yeah. What time does City play on Friday? Because I can do one for that. And you say I seem less reactionary than a lot of people that watch alongs. Well, we'll do a watch. All right, Matt. Yeah, we'll do a watch along for the City Spurs game on Friday. Yeah, so make sure you're here for that. And then you can see if you still think I'm less reactionary, because my head goes. While I'm watching City, I suffer some severe head loss, and especially Spurs away, you might actually see some all-time head loss, because yes, it's not good. But we'll get into this video anyway.
Really wrong with this one, but this is just me guessing how much your players are actually liked. So let's just see. Alright, let's go. 20th Manchester United.
Oh, facts. And I'm not even saying that as a City fan. They actually have the least likable squad in this league. Let's think. Bruno's a rat. don't even get me started on Antony. So Bruno and Antony, that's two bottom tier, like people that are bottom tier for likability for me. I don't really have a problem with Shaw. I don't really have a problem with any of the English lads other than Rashford, I think. But my problem with Rashford is more the fact that he tries to, like, my issue with Rashford's not even him personality wise, but definitely I don't like Casemiro either. I really do not like Casemiro. What for dislikable squads? Actually, now let me think. I don't really have a problem with Chelsea's squad. I don't think any of them seem that bad. Obviously, I don't really like Sterling. Well, I think that's about it. Arsenal, actually, I don't like Zinchenko anymore. Because of his view. Like, I think Zinchenko's a hypocrite. I don't like Zinchenko anymore. I don't like Thomas Partey. But I don't think there's like any of them are that. Might be very biased as a Liverpool fan, but Bruno and Antony are hella annoying. Nah, Martinez does have. I completely forgot about Martinez. He has the worst case. He has the worst case of short man syndrome. Like, he gets so rattled by everything. Like, nah, that's it. It's bad. Yeah. So yeah, no, I do think United have the least likable squad. Ooh. I would have said Liverpool, but I don't really have that much of an issue with the squad anymore, because my main issues with Liverpool's squad was I didn't like Henderson. I don't really like Robertson. But that's really about it. I think if we're, I'll do my top 5 least likable people in the league. I think Bruno's top. 100% Bruno goes top. I don't like Robertson either. I'm going to do it strictly off personality and not stuff like outside factors of stuff they might have done. So like no Zuma or anything like that. But probably Bruno top. And then I don't like Robertson. I'm not really a huge Romero fan either. Like, I find him, like, I think the guy's a knob, but at the same time I kind of find him entertaining to watch. So it's like, I'm kind of in the middle ground, but I don't think he's that likable. Is there anyone in the City squad? Oh no, Walker. Oh no. Okay, no. Walker's number 1 actually. Walker's number 1. I despise Walker. Carl Walker is the footballer I hate the most, and I used to catch so much flack for that because everyone used to love him. But now, as his performance has started to dip, don't get how any, Bernardo's in the same Bernardo's in the same category that Matt put Robbo in. Like, I just love Bernardo. Like, I love how passionate he is. I love how much he, like, on the pitch anyway, I love how passionate he is. Obviously, he needs to stop holding us ransom every summer, saying that he's gonna leave when he's not actually gonna leave. He needs to stop doing that. But like, he's one of those, like, yes, I probably would not like Bernardo if he played for any other club, but because he plays for my club, I do like him. I think he's a cracking player. It's probably the same with Rodri as well. Well, actually no, Rodri, poor example. If Fernandinho back in his day played for any other club, I would hate that man. I would hate Fernandinho. But because he played for City and he did all that stuff in a City shirt, I love him. But if he played for anyone else, then they would. Yeah, no, I'd Fernandinho isn't like. But like Bruno, if Bruno played for City, I still wouldn't like him. Like, if Bruno still like played, he's like in that Walker bracket of it doesn't matter who you play for, I don't like you. Because they're like quite similar, but they're different at the same time. Like, Walker's like less petulant, I'd say. but he thinks he's a lot better at football than he is, and anytime he talks big, he never backs it up on the pitch. Footballing ability-wise, pace and strength, yeah, 100%, he's one of the best players. But footballing ability-wise, that guy's terrible at football. He's atrocious at footy. And that's what annoys me. People will just say, oh, Carl Walker's one of the best players in the league for this and for that. But it's never based on football and ability. Oh, Tony, 100% actually. I don't like the way he treats Brentford. And I don't like the way he talks about his gambling thing. Like, he broke the rules. You know, as a footballer, you're not allowed to gamble. You weren't hard done by because you were caught gambling. And I saw on Twitter, actually, someone say that the coverage and all the talk around Tony coming back and how the spotlight's on him as for his return is very disrespectful to people like David Brooks. It is David, isn't it? David Brooks, or a Welsh player used to. I don't know if he still does, but he did play for Bournemouth, the one that had testicular cancer. And people, and Ericsson as well. Like, obviously Ericsson got a lot of coverage, but I didn't know Brooks was back playing football. I knew he was. Like, the only reason I knew he was back was because he got an assist for Wales against Croatia, I think. That's the only reason I knew he was back. There was nothing big made about it, even though coming back to play football after having cancer is a lot bigger of a deal and a lot more admirable than coming back after breaking the rules. Like, you know what I mean? Like, imagine if everyone made a big deal when Suarez came back from that lengthy ban when he went to Barca. Imagine if he didn't go to Barca and he stayed at Liverpool, yeah, and he had to play out that huge ban. Like, and people like applauded that. Like, you know what I mean? I think it's on the same level as that. Obviously, what Suarez did to Chiellini was a bit worse, you know, like a heavy amount worse than what Tony did gambling. But, like, should we really be praising someone for coming back from punishment for breaking the rules compared to people like Brooks again that had to take an unwanted break from football because of it? Well, yeah, exactly. But I don't know why Brentford give him all this spotlight. Like, yeah, he's their best player, but if he's like flirting with other clubs and trying to get him move away, like, is there really is there oh, Joe, you've come in the chat and you've said that, yeah, but I swear, wasn't it you going, oh, I'm so glad I don't have to watch his Chelsea performance? You're always slagging off your Chelsea performance. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear you come in and say that, because you're probably going to have a cup final against Liverpool and you'll just get spanked on pens. But yeah, no, I don't know why Brentford show Tony so much respect when he doesn't treat them with any respect. So I don't, like, even if he's banging goals for them, they shouldn't respect him. They should have him come do his job and then go, because it's one of those, really. I don't think there's really much else to say on it. I don't like the way he treats Brentford, and I don't like his attitude he has towards his gambling ban. And if he played for my team, I wouldn't be happy with the way he's treating the club. And I wouldn't be happy if we didn't have Haaland. I wouldn't be happy if we signed Tony with an attitude like that. Yeah, no, 100%. If gambling clubs shouldn't be sponsored by these gambling companies, 100%, because it does just, like, it's like if they were sponsored by, because I swear that you're not allowed alcohol sponsors anymore, are you? They're not allowed to be sponsored by alcohol anymore. But why are you allowed to? Like, it's like if you're sponsored by, I don't know any cigarette brands. Like, I'm not gonna lie, Lambert and Butler. I think that might be a cigarette brand. But yeah, like, if imagine if City had that across, like, you know what I mean? Like, things like that you can get addicted to, you definitely shouldn't be promoted. But at the same time, should putting all the spotlight on Tony and making his triumphant return back, is that really what they should be doing, or should they be offering him help behind the scenes to get over this problem he has? Because, you know, like, it's one of those. Because obviously, what was it? Liverpool was sponsored by Carlsberg. I know Bristol City used to be sponsored by Blackthorn. I don't think what other alcohol brands were there. Yeah, Joe. Obviously, Joe. Right. If Walker's in the lineup every game day, of course I'm going to be slagging off at least one of the players in the lineup. Furthermore, do you have any evidence? Do you have any evidence of me doing that, or are you just coming? Are you just coming into the chat, throwing out allegations? Bro, problem with streaming, brothers. I actually don't know what to do. Like, I actually don't I don't even know what's entertaining. Cause I don't even watch streams. Like, I just see clips of them on Twitter and that. And all the clips I see from streams on Twitter are the crazy ones. Like that brother that shoved a fork in a toaster, and I'm not coming on here like shoving forks in toasters. My mom would kill me if I did that. And two, that's just not worth it. And right, I can get us both cancelled. Oh, okay, yeah. You know what? We'll yeah, we'll put a pin in that one then, Joe. We'll put a pin in that one, unless you want to take the risk, because you know it's one of those. I don't know why, but I've got like 3 bottles of water on my desk. Is it still 4-0, Joe? Is Chelsea still 4-0? But nah, like, yeah, on the topic of that video, like, bro, I'm not, like, is it really that, like, important to people to be famous that they'll do crazy stuff like that? Like, it's like when Speed, yeah, it's like when Speed had that Pikachu firework thing that just span around in his room and almost set his house on fire. And I'm just thinking, like, is that like yes, it's a funny clip, like, don't get me wrong, it's a funny clip, but at the same time, like, do you really want to risk that for content? Because, bro, like, I'm not doing that, innit? Like, I say that, but I'll probably end up doing something stupid anyway. When Dry Jan's done, I'll do a nice little drunk FIFA stream. Actually, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. That can only end in disaster. Actually, Joe. Next time you're home, yeah, we doing a drunk stream. We'll get you on a drunk stream. That's quality content right there. Yeah, no, obviously, yeah. But him being loaded though, right? Should be less of a should mean that there's less like there's more of a risk, because you think about it, yeah, it's not even about damaging the house. Yes, we could repair the damages to the house, but it's like that could have killed him. Like, burning down that fire could have if it caught fire, that could have killed him. Like, so for Speed, I don't really get the appeal, like, doing stuff like that when you've already made it, innit? Like, obviously, you know, if he was just doing it to, like, this amount of viewers, innit? Then maybe there was there. But, like, when you've already made it, like, is there really any point risking your health for content? I say that as I said that I'd do a drunk stream. And, mate. Actually, I don't even know if we could do a drunk stream, Joe, actually, because, like, my filter when I'm drunk is, like, it would just be speedrunning getting cancelled, because some of the stuff I say when I'm intoxicated is crazy. Nah, yeah, Speed's a wild guy. And that's why, like, that's what I find wild, like, is For the longest time, I did think it was an act, but as it went on and on and on, like I just look at him and I'm like, nah, you're actually like that. Like, you just live your life at 100 miles per hour. That's crazy. Because bro, I look at some of these streamers, man. Yeah, I look at some of these streamers and I don't want to put my, like, obviously, like, this is my second stream in it, but like if I continue streaming, I don't want to put myself in the same bracket by calling myself a streamer when I look at what some of these guys are doing, because it's crazy. Like I look at some of these streamers, I'm like, bro, that's wild. And now that I've mentioned streamers, yeah, I don't want to see any Aiden Rosses in the chat. Let's not have that in there, because I know one of you's thinking it. Bro, I still can't, Joe, like I say to you, I still can't work out whether that's an act. I still can't, I still don't know if people's pundit, if that's an act or not. And I can usually see if someone's putting on a character, but I can't work out for the life of me. Nah, he does stream. Pundit does stream, because he always gets I always see clips of him getting super chats about his nan. It's just kind of crazy. But yeah. What was I about to look at? I was about to check someone. I can't actually remember. Oh, I was gonna go back to checking AFCON scores. This is gonna go back to being a depressing stream really, really quickly. What were we on Tuesday? Oh yeah, no, yeah. That's a group stage exit. Semi-normal, bro. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I probably definitely could have a better no, I definitely could be a lot bigger than I am now if I played a character, but like I don't know, like then it would just feel like a job in it, and that I'd have to be someone I'm not for long. And then obviously if you make it big as a character, you can't really like go and then start suddenly acting like yourself, because bro, Joe, if you can sort that, because no, we're not doing a match day vlog, bro. You know my opinions on match day vlogs. Nah, the thing is, League Cup final, that'll sell out like quickly for the Chelsea end anyway, because obviously it's just in your back garden. But to be fair, if we get a ticket, I'd happily go to that. That'll be a lit experience to see as a neutral anyway. Obviously, you'll just be sat there stressing, bro. I'll just see what you watching stressing. But yeah, no, as I was saying, like I couldn't play a character, bro, because like if I got big off a character, like being a character, I couldn't then just switch to being me now, innit, because people subscribe for that character, so I just have to keep doing that. And at some point, that just gets boring and jarring, and then you just get burnt out of it. So that's why I think, like, even though it'll probably slows down growth, to begin with, just being yourself, like long term is better for your mental health, really. But you know, might branch out a little bit, might do something a bit crazy. That's the thing though. I say all this chat about I wouldn't do crazy stuff on stream. I feel like I could definitely be talked into it. Like, Joe knows hands down he could probably talk me into doing something fucking stupid on stream. So I just gotta hope no one comes in here with any crazy suggestions, because I'm not really. I don't know if I'm really on that. Yeah, exactly. Like if Speed was an act, for example, bro. Like imagine how like stressful that is to put on every day, to put that act on every day for like what 6 hours minimum a day. Like, bro, I don't even like putting on my customer service voice, let alone like acting that high energy all day. Like, nah, I couldn't be me, man. I couldn't be me. Like, I don't even like when I'm obviously doing my video essay videos. Obviously, I speak a little bit different. I speak a bit more formal, speak a bit more professional. I don't even like doing that, but I just know that it makes the video better. So I put up Poppy Wednesday stream, bro. Oh, no joke. Is that what happened? Do you remember that HS stream over the summer where he almost lamped that guy in, was he in Ibiza or was he in Marbella where he almost lamped that guy because he went up to his bird and was just like, your bloat stack shelves at Tesco's. You know the clip I'm on about though, because I remember I sent it to you. Bro, that's how that would end up, man. Those IRL live streams are crazy. Like, some of the stuff you see on, like, bro, like I said on, like I covered in the Jack Doherty video, man, like, the people that do on, like, IRL live streaming need help. Modine needs serious help, man. Like, someone needs to help him. Bro, Ice Poseidon bro, they all need help. Because the stuff they do, the situations they get themselves into are not normal. Like, I've got myself into some peculiar situations, right? But they don't light a candle to some of the semi-tame stuff that I've seen on those streams, man. Crazy. Not trying to end up like that. Not trying to end up like that. Bro, what is this? Bro, I'm just out here trying to check these football scores, but it won't look. Yeah, Algeria is still losing. Long day. Modine is the guy who harassed. Bro, Modine harassed John Cena. No way. That can't be true. Yeah, that I remember that Ice Poseidon. I remember that Ice Poseidon incident when that happened. That was crazy. And now let me check now.
Honor Magic V2.
Nah, this
marked the start of the
this
millimeter
can't be
era.
him, man.
The world first shield.
John Cena? Oh no, the wrestling guy. Are you the WWE? I swear that's him, bro. Welcome to London,
Nah,
bro.
bro, I didn't see this video.
Are you WWE in it?
Yes.
Wow, whoa.
Okay.
Nice to see you. I'm with John Cena at WWE, innit?
Thank you for asking.
Why is that you? Or?
No, thank you for asking to take your video.
Oh, sorry about that. Whoa, John Cena.
Bro, do you know what this reminds me of? Nah, do you know what this reminds me of? Nah, let me get it up. Nah, dude, who remembers this video? Who remembers this video from back in the day? I say back in the day, it was like last year.
My man smoking off, yo! Yo, Pat! Yo, nah, you might need to see this, bro. Oh my god. Yo, Pat, let me get a picture, G. Why you running off, bro? Let me get a picture, bro. Just let me get a picture. I just want a picture. Okay. Bro, I just want a picture, bro. That's it. A picture. My G. Look, bro, that's it. Oh!
Bro. Nah, it's crazy because why are you doing that? Why are you harassing him like that, man? Nah, some people shouldn't be allowed access to the internet, man. Because what is that, bro? Of any of you, Joe, have you seen the Modine screaming videos where he just, bro? That's facts, Matt. But where is it? There's clips of Modine and he just starts screaming. Oh, I might have to put with neon, bro. I keep seeing them on Twitter, but I don't really want to load up Twitter on stream because something crazy might come up and we could get banned. So, I'm not. You know what? We're gonna get it. Let me get it up off. Let's pull this here. I'll pull this over here, and I'll get it up off stream in case anything crazy comes up. Because Twitter's not a safe place, man. After seeing that horse video on there, I don't ever want to go on Twitter in a public space.
A lot of people wanted to know about the long-term side effects of drugs.
Mrs. Bennett, did you pick out the blouse yourself?
Okay. Yeah, we found it. I found it on TikTok. Like, he just does stuff like this, man. Is it not letting me play it? Oh no, bro, I don't want to save it. Just let me. Is the video gonna play? Oh, there we go. Wait, it's still not. There's TikTok. There's a web browser for TikTok just not work. Like, mate, that video is. I wish I didn't see that video. Joe, I was with you in it when I first saw that video, and I was like, nah, you've got to see this because this is crazy. That mate, why does this not work? Can you just? Does the TikTok web browser just not work? Like, what is this? Why can I not play it? I have to pull over. Bro, why is it not working? I don't understand. Bro, everything's so confusing, man. Looks like we're not watching Modine's Good for Everyone's Mental Health that we're not watching. But wait, if I just go on my For You page, would stuff actually play?
Safety, I just wonder, Mike, how many...
so my For You page plays,
somebody's come true. Let's see who it is.
Let's
so Inter Milan.
Let's see if I can find it. Let's see if I can find it on my For You page.
3 reasons police are...
Before I search up again. Because they keep Modine's all over my For You page, man, and I don't know how I feel about it, because I was about to say I'm not searching for it, but I have just searched for Modine.
Guardiola,
so
last 3 in a row, 5 in total.
Jurgen Klopp.
Jurgen Klopp with just the one.
Let's see if I can get it to work again.
I'll be honest with you.
Okay, I've got it.
Please, yeah.
Stop, I'm leaving. Stop, I'm leaving.
Alright, okay, no, I won't do it again.
I'm leaving. I can't, no, I can't, bro.
I swear, if I do it again, I won't do it again.
We're not gonna get our food, I'm leaving.
I'm gonna do it.
Neon's so funny looking, man. Like, I don't want to be rude, but he is kind of funny looking. Like, I don't know how I'd feel if I looked like that. I'm not saying I'm the best looking person of all time, but I don't know how I'd feel if I looked like that, innit?
If I do it again,
I'm leaving. I'm
grateful to a man.
No, I.
What? Because there's the one of them in the car.
Why's my shit decline?
Is there the one of him in... Oh, here we go. This one.
Chill, boo, chill. Bro,
what is he doing? Like, what is he doing?
Stop, bro. Stop. I told you. Bro, he's driving. You can't alarm him like that. He's gonna... Stop, bro.
What is he doing? I'm gonna take quick 2-minute break. I'm just gonna go get another drink. Go to the toilet. But I want to see when I get back. I want to see some suggestions in the chat of what we should watch, because I think I've had enough Modine for today. But yeah, just give me 2. Alright, we're back. Yeah, you know what? That's enough Modine. I'm gonna we'll see what else there is on TikTok there. We'll see what else there is on TikTok.
I heard that stopping.
I'm here with.
We did it! You know what? No, we're gonna close TikTok. We'll go back to YouTube. We'll see what's top 10 midfielders of all time. Is that on Sky Sports? Okay. Now we're cooking. Now we are cooking. Is it on this one? No. What? Would you know what channel it's on? Do we know which Sky channel it's on? Is it just on Sky Sports Football? Is it? No, that's the same, bro. Where's this one? Cause let's type in top 10. We'll see if it comes up. No, that's a striker. I watched that one. Wingers. Where is it? I'll find it. Okay, I found it.
The new steakhouse stack.
You know what, I might
with two
actually
big patties,
have to
crispy onions, and peppercorn
buy
sauce. It's McDonald's and then some.
Because
Saturday Social brought to you by EA Sports FC with PlayStation 5.
Last weekend saw the return of Kevin De Bruyne to the Premier League. What an impact, Joe, that he made. He came off the bench to get a goal and an assist to give Man City all 3 points. Cracking game that was, by the way, at St James's Park. And it got a lot of people talking online about where Kevin De Bruyne ranks. We know he's a top player, but where he ranks in terms of the greatest ever midfielders.
He's up there, isn't he? He's up there. So we've asked our guests to pick the 10 greatest Premier League midfielders of all time. This is not going to be easy. There's actually 11 magnets on the table in front of you guys. You're going to have to come to an agreement on the order, though, because I've seen both of your 10 lists, and there is quite a lot of disagreement on the order.
And the reason why there's 11, as you say, is because there's one name different and the order's slightly different.
Dan's got the Leaf has it. So let's start at number 10. Who do you think is the 10th greatest midfielder? You've got your list in front of them, so you don't forget your 10 list.
I mean, I don't need to look at my list for this one because my number 10 is an incredible number 10, and that is my boy Mesut Ozil.
Yeah.
For me, second highest assists in a single Premier League season, and that was whilst every other assister here was supplying some of the greatest strikers in Premier League history. This guy did it in a season.
No, that's a lie. That's a lie. No, that's already a lie because De Bruyne has the joint most assists in one season, and he was supplying Gabriel Jesus. So let's not.
He was supplying Welbeck and Giroud, who are top players, but you wouldn't say that they were the standout striker of a Premier League season. 19 assists in a single season. And aside from stats, there are things that this guy does on a pitch that are simply magic, and I love him. One of my favourite players of all time, Mesut Ozil.
Agree or disagree, Neve?
I mean, I don't disagree that he's incredible, and as well, you know, this was through that Wenger in, Wenger out time.
Yeah.
It was a really messy period for Arsenal, and he was a shining light. But no, he's not in my top 10.
Who would you go?
My 10 is
N'Golo.
Oh,
wow, low.
I feel that's low for Kante.
Kante at 10 is crazy.
N'Golo is in my list, which we'll find out, but 10th is harsh for what he's achieved.
You know, it's still the 10 best
midfielders. Because I'd say
Ozil in the Premier League. We're talking the 10 best out of so many.
Ability, he probably isn't 10, but consistency and actual
So I've got
N'Golo.
Let me just check here. I've got N'Golo 9th. So
he's making a big fuss.
No, but what? The reason why I think Ozil should be in is because of the team he played in, and it's kind of like a Stevie G thing where if Ozil was playing for the likes of City, United, Liverpool, or any of the great Premier League teams, he would have gone on to achieve what they achieved. But to be in a lesser team and get 19 assists in a single season, and also just on the eye test to be one of the most amazingly gifted footballers
Different
I've seen.
players, aren't they? So Are you happy to have him 11th, maybe? And then we can use
seriously, I can concede so many things, but Mesut Ozil has to be in this list.
He's got very good ability, but
who is not going to be in the 10 then? Because this
David Silva, because he was going to be my 11th.
David Silva's not in your top 10.
He was going to be in my 11th.
Wow, I know it's your birthday, but that's a massive...
No, but can I just say, he was going to be...
Okay. He did just say what I thought he just said, yeah? He did just say what I think he just said. I did not mishear that, did I? He did just... There's apparently 10 better midfielders in Premier League history than David Silva. Well, for one, Ozil's not better than David Silva, and I'll die on that hill, so... He's at least top 10. If Ozil's in your top 10, then David Silva's at least 9. At least. Very underrated player, David Silva. Very underrated player. Very, very underrated player.
Be my 11.
Because David Silva didn't always play in a super team, did he? He didn't always play in a super team. Played in a lot of super teams, but he didn't always play in a super team. So he can't use the same argument that he used for everybody else. But
guys, please
we'll continue, and we'll see where I put David Silva in this list. Because he's definitely in my top 10.
Let me land. I'm under pressure right now.
I'm not letting you land, bro. Runway's closed. Runway is closed.
There is no doubt that there's a reason he's called Merlin. Unbelievable player. And also, at one point when people thought he was finished, he came back, shaved his head, and just became even better. But
bold David Silva was crazy. Bold David Silva was crazy because he had no right to be that good. Real Sociedad David Silva was crazy. Because he again had not... David Silva's is crazy.
For me, he was in a City team that was dominating the Premier League.
But are you trying to say that David Silva couldn't do what Ozil did at Arsenal?
I think Ozil's skill set and what he can do is totally unique. I think Ozil can do what Silva did. I don't think Silva could do what Ozil did.
David Silva recorded 27 more assists than any other player during his 10 seasons in the Premier League. He won 4 Premier Leagues. Titles. 60 goals, 93 assists and 309 appearances. I don't think I can put my name to a top 10 without David Silva. I know it's not our choice, but we have to have David Silva in.
Mesut Ozil.
Is there anybody else?
No, everyone else here I think is banked on in the top 10.
Okay, if it's 3-1.
The only other thing, this would kill me as an Arsenal fan. The only other one that I would be logically saying is Cesc Fabregas, because everyone else it would be ridiculous to not have them in.
I think 3-1 here.
Guys,
Fabregas is better than Ozil.
Well high.
A lot higher.
Fabregas is better than
If you were going to have Kante at 10, you were going to have Kante at 9. We start with Kante at 10 and Mesut just missed out for now.
Kante at 10 is still crazy.
I miss
Kante. PFA Player of the Year, FWA Footballer of the Year for 16-17. Of course, won Premier League title back-to-back, didn't he, I think, Leicester?
Yeah, Leicester and Chelsea.
But then again, I'm going off just what I saw.
Yes, at 9 I've got Cesc.
Okay.
You've got 8, I guess.
So so Cesc Fabregas was at 8. Yeah. So I'm more than happy with that. Captain of Arsenal at 21, and still second in all-time Premier League assists.
Cesc was serious.
Despite being out of the league, in between his stints at Chelsea and Arsenal.
Almost for his prime, really.
Yeah.
111 Premier League assists, which is second in the all-time.
It's outrageous.
Incredible.
And when Chelsea signed Diego Costa, you thought, oh, they finally sorted out a killer in front of goal. When they signed Fabregas, they guaranteed themselves a league title.
So you're happy to put Chelsea legend Fabregas at 9, yeah?
Look at the kit he's wearing.
Chelsea legend is crazy. That's crazy.
Okay, good start. That's top player. I do agree.
So, I mean, for me, in 7, so I'm happy to have him 8th if you are as well. I had Yaya Toure at number 8.
I've got 8th as well.
Yeah.
Agreement so far.
2013-2014 season, I believe it was 35 games, 33 goal contributions. And he had a 90% pass accuracy for an entire season. I mean, that's up there with one of the best individual performances of a season.
Ability-wise, and the things that Yaya Toure could do, he's the best midfielder I've ever seen play. From what he could do and what he was capable of, him and Pogba are 2 of the best midfielders I've ever seen. Ability-wise. But, obviously, Pogba... a lot of ways to put it. I'm not saying he didn't do good things in his career, but there's there's way too much wasted potential, way too much still left on the table for Pogba. But him and Yaya Toure is special breed of midfielder.
Season, so Yaya has to be in there for me.
62 goals he scored, 32 assists in 230 appearances. Great.
Yeah, he became that kind of midfielder at Man City as well, but people forget that when he was at Barcelona, he was a defensive midfielder, even played centre-back in matches as well. He could be whatever midfielder he wanted to be.
Unreal player, unreal.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
he was such a match winner, Yaya, wasn't he? Like in single moments when they needed a big...
Nah, facts, he is a prime on his day baller, and that's what annoys me, because he had the facilities to be the best midfielder in the world, and he just wasn't the best midfielder in the world. He should have definitely 100% should have been the best midfielder in the world, but you know, his attitude probably wasn't the best.
Goal or a strike from distance.
Clutch player.
So
he scored 20 plus Premier League goals, he said, in a season. I think it's only Frank Lampard did that before that, but yeah.
Next on the list, where we go?
Amazing return. Neve, do you want to take number 7? Who did you have at 7?
Yeah, so I've got Patrick Vieira.
Oh, no! I can't really talk on Vieira. I didn't really watch Vieira in his prime, obviously. So I'm not going to talk on Vieira. I'll let that one.
Me? How dare you, Neve? Damn.
Who did you have, Dan?
I had your boy Joe over there's not going to like this. I had Paul Scholes at number 6. So I would.
Where's the reaction to that?
Well, so I had him at number 6.
Obviously, I think Yaya's better than Scholes, but his Scholes' trophy cabinet speaks for itself. His passing range speaks for itself as well. Everything else, pretty average, but his passing and his trophy cabinets, you know,
speaks for itself. But I'm happy to have him at 7. But I do think 7's too low for Paul Scholes. I'll be honest.
Sorry, 11 Premier League titles, Paul Scholes. We're talking about here. Treble winning Paul Scholes.
No, but when you see the players I've got in front of Scholes, I don't think you'll.
I will.
There's no way he's better.
Absolutely will.
You will, because he's. Bro, yeah, him and Giggs have a crazy trophy cabinet, man. Ryan Giggs is like awful human being, but Ryan Giggs' CV is crazy.
Number 1.
I think
7 feels very low for both
7. I think 6 feels about. I think 6 feels about right.
So you didn't even have David Silva on your list. So should we be considering David Silva here? And you?
Yeah, I'm happy. Actually, no. Yeah, I'm absolutely.
But who would miss out from this list if David Silva went in?
Well, it'd only be Mesut Ozil out.
Yeah, sure.
So the rest can all go out.
So the rest can still go in, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. I'm happy for David Silva, for Merlin to go in.
So you'd have him above Fabregas and you'd have him above Yaya?
I feel like David Silva's Premier League legacy is greater than the other players here. Obviously, what he didn't.
Even though you weren't going to include him in your list at all.
Well, yeah, but it's because I wanted Ozil.
You're very critical of it.
I genuinely think if you watch like an Ozil compilation, I know that's a very like specific thing to say, but there are some things he did on the ball that just they didn't get you a goal or an assist, but they were just breathtaking to watch.
Yeah.
And I think that deserves a mention. So
right.
I would be happy to have
David Silva happy with 7?
Yeah.
Okay, let's get David Silva up.
Okay, David Silva in 7.
Which means let's talk about why you've got Vieira so low then, Neve.
Yeah, I mean, it's still really high. There's nothing negative to say about Patrick Vieira, but it just depends what midfielder you like, you know, which type of midfielder. I absolutely love Patrick Vieira. I mean, the Patrick Vieira that I saw as a first account was the Serie A Patrick Vieira, not really the Premier League Patrick Vieira, but still he had that tenacity.
So then we could possibly take my view on this because I saw him in the Prem being invincible.
So where
disrupting Roy Keane. So I had Vieira as 4th.
Do you think Vieira over Roy Keane?
Yeah.
See, that's where
I had Roy Keane 5th.
Wow.
I had him. I had Roy Keane as the greatest captain in Premier League history. Yeah, he won 7 Premier League titles. I think it was 4 of them as captain. There's no doubt about that. But if you're taking, what Vieira won when he was disrupting United and also just on the ball, who is a more naturally gifted footballer. I think Roy Keane is a top footballer, a great legend, a great leader. But Vieira, I mean,
those battles were great, weren't they?
They were
unreal. 3 Premier League titles, Vieira.
So if it's Keane and Vieira between 6 and 5, which way around do you want to go?
I think it would be disrespectful to have Vieira below Keane in terms of footballing ability. So I think.
But then you've got the whole package as a footballer. I mean, they're both very similar in the sense that we've seen at Crystal Palace.
Good to see David Silva on the board, though. That's what you like to see.
That Vieira as manager is a very calm, thoughtful man, and you look at he's kind of introverted and laid back and comedic, Roy Keane, but they were so aggressive. They did what they needed to do to win games on the pitch. They were both that kind of player. They left everything out there.
Absolutely, exactly. Like if you go on Twitter, yeah. If I was to boot up Twitter right now, I could probably see someone younger than me talk about Kaká. Bro, my brother's 16, and I heard him say that Kaká's better than De Bruyne. That guy's never seen Kaká play in his life. You know what I mean? One of the I can't stand that.
Absolutely. Respect to the fans.
Absolutely.
In terms of ability, yeah, okay, perhaps you. But Roy Keane, he was so tireless. His work rate, he covered every single.
Yeah, but
inch of
work
grass.
rate for me is something that's kind of like overplayed in English football. We seem to think like work rate is like
gonna have to push you on our.
What's the be all and end all? I think Vieira is way better as a technical footballer than Roy Keane. It has to. Get Vieira in there, please.
You don't stay in that Manchester team, that iconic team. You don't stay for that long if you've not got the technical ability as well.
No, absolutely, I agree with that. That's why.
All I had to say on that argument is I know he's not a midfielder, but Kyle Walker. That counted as an argument.
Gary Neville was also there, but
by the way, you
he's
can
not
put them down and move.
Yeah.
You just need to see.
Okay, go on.
Okay, Neve is conceding. Roy Keane, incidentally.
You want Neve at 5, right?
So I want Vieira at 5.
Okay, put Keane in 6 then. Roy Keane, interestingly, 7 Premier League titles, named the PFA Premier League Team of the Year 5 times. Vieira named the PFA Team of the Year 6 occasions.
Top 4.
So 2 top players. Let's go to top 4. Let's just reveal the magnets you've got left so that we know. So you've got Frank Lampard, Paul Scholes, Steven Gerrard and Kevin De Bruyne, which I think is fair, actually, because you see on socials when people are talking about that there's often the Scholes, Gerrard, Lampard debate.
Trinity, yeah.
Is there, and De Bruyne. You say the Trinity. Does that mean Frank Lampard is 4 for you?
If I'm ranking these 4, if I'm ranking these 4, Scholes 4th, Lamps 3rd, Gerrard 2nd, De Bruyne 1st. That's how I rank these 4. So Scholes at 4, Lampard at 3. Excellent goal scorer Lampard, but I don't think he was as good all round as Gerrard. So Gerrard 2, and I genuinely think De Bruyne. I think De Bruyne is I think De Bruyne's top.
Yeah.
But obviously for me, Kante's above Keane. For me. I didn't really watch Keane playing it before anyone jumps down before any old heads, retro fanatics of the game, jump down my throat. Kante, Yaya, both better than him. Cesc, Silva, all better than him from what I've seen. But
I actually had Lampard purely because of his goal-scoring stats. I gave him that extra bye. I had him 3rd. Frank Lampard.
Yeah, Lampard
I thought
3rd,
177 Premier League goals.
Where did you have him?
Yeah, goals and assists. Brilliant. I had him 4th. I did the other 3.
And I'm not mad at that. Like for me, Scholes and Lampard for me were interchangeable. Like Scholes for me does the hardest thing to do in a midfield, which is control the tempo of a game, whereas everyone else had more to bring to the table in terms of goals or assists. But I'd be happy to take your lead on that. Okay. I do want to say is that Lampard is in the top 10 for goal-scoring midfielders of all time in football history, by the way.
Bro, Gerrard and Torres are 100% a joke. Yeah, I think I was 2 when that I was 2 years old when that happened, innit? But obviously I've watched all the highlights for it. I watched him link up with Torres. Like he was a joke of a baller, but there's probably bias creeping into it. But I think De Bruyne's better than him.
Which I think is outrageous.
Yeah, absolutely. Get Frank up at 4 then.
Yeah.
Frank Lampard at 4.
I think this is a fair 4. When you see the debate going, this is often the 4 that people.
Again, I'd have Scholes at 4, but I'd have Scholes at 4, but
compare. So I think your top 4 is.
We started fireworks here, but then logic is now taking.
Now this pressure though. This is crunch.
Scholes, De Bruyne, and Stevie G.
McDelivery?
Nice. Nice.
I'm in. Looks spicy. Medium meal.
Number 1 is it? You going
number 3.
Yeah, no, I'm happy to put Paul Scholes number 3. I am, which it makes me sad. But at the same time,
we've got to close up on Joe for this one.
Joe's not happy. Go on.
It's 11 Premier League titles, treble winner.
20. I mean, Bebe's won more Premier League titles than Steven Gerrard, but I wouldn't.
Didn't win 11 though.
I mean,
great goal for Cape Verdeus.
Yeah, unreal. I mean, for that alone, he could
Well,
be
if
in
you two are in agreement, it's not my list, it's your list. So if you're in agreement with him at 3, let's go Scholesy at 3.
You're happy with Scholes at 3?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
11 Premier League titles, 20 major trophies.
Okay, Neve, where do you come down on the top 2? What's your opinion?
Work with me on this one,
Okay,
please.
yeah. So I've gone with KDB at 2.
Yes! Yes, Neve, yes.
Crazy.
Sorry. I was very
Crazy. So
nervous
that
about
means Stevie
that.
top then, yeah?
Why?
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, yeah. I think Kevin De Bruyne, he's come back. That 20 minutes that he's played against Newcastle, he scored a typical De Bruyne goal outside the box, pinpoint. He's got another assist. That's 103 assists now that he's got, which takes him to 8 behind Cesc Fabregas in second. But you've got to bear in mind the games. Kevin De Bruyne's played 244 Premier League games. Cesc Fabregas played 350, and Ryan Giggs with 162 assists.
Unreal.
Gerrard over
600 games.
Oh, I was going to say that De Bruyne would comfortably be the highest of all time if Giggs didn't play till he was like 87.
If injuries hadn't stopped Kevin De Bruyne from playing full seasons a couple of times, he'd have smashed that record by now.
But you agree, you're both in agreement, sorry, just to confirm.
Yeah, 100%.
I don't really like putting current players in all time because it's difficult to judge. But I'd say when you're at De Bruyne's age, like there's not much. He's reached his ceiling, unfortunately. So, but like I wouldn't put Mbappe in all-time chats because anything could happen still.
Do you think by the time KDB retires, by the time he hangs up his boots at City, let's say, let's put these two up, will he have gone to number 1?
For me, it goes down to the kind of Ozil situation that I mentioned earlier, that Kevin De Bruyne is operating in the team of his Premier League era. So the players around him, who he's assisting, like everything, the manager that he's with, whereas Steven Gerrard has consistently been the captain of an...
Yeah, but he's been at the ceiling for... He's been at the ceiling for a good few years, so I'd probably say 2 more years. Like for 2 more years minimum, and he's the best. He's the best for me personally.
Underdog team throughout his career, and if he was playing for any of these teams, if he was playing for United in the 90s and the early 2000s, if he was playing for City now, if he was playing for Chelsea, he would win the same, if not more. I think he's...
So you're going Gerrard as 1 because...
Yeah, I think the issue... The issue with De Bruyne is his passing won't deteriorate, but his ball carrying, and that's a big part of his game, his legs and his being able to drive with the ball. That's what makes him special for me, him being able to run with the ball, and obviously won't have that for much longer, unfortunately.
Because of that reason, the fact that he had to do more in his team, is that what you're saying? Because the players...
Not just that, the longevity of it. I think De Bruyne needs another 5 years of being at this level, which is really, it's easier said than done. He's into his 30s now. Yeah. Steven Gerrard was in 8 PFA Team of the Years. No one's ever got close to that in the Premier League era.
Unreal.
He was consistent.
There we go then. Okay. Well, there is confirmation of Neve and Danielle's top 10 Premier League midfielders of all time. Steven Gerrard in at 9.
Well, I mean, if I'm going off of the people that he has in that list, unfortunately, I've got to go Keane 10, Vieira 4, Vieira 9 even, Scholes 8, Silva 7, I'd say. Yeah, Silva's still 7. And then who else have I got? So I said, let me get a pen so I actually know what I'm chatting, bro. Because I'm getting a bit lost, bro. So let me just get a bit of paper and So I said, I'm not gonna add people to the list. I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna, because I might make my own separate video for that. But I'm just gonna use the people they've got here. So obviously Keane 10. Keane at 10. Vieira at 9. And that's obviously just off not watching them play in their prime. What can I do? Scholes 8. And unfortunately, I have to put my boy Silva at 7. Silva at 7. I put Cesc at 6. Cesc at 6. I'd probably go Kante at 5. 5. 4. I go 4, I'm gonna have to go Toure, and that's not off ability, but that's just off Premier League. I've got to go Toure. And then I go Lamps, Gerrard, and De Bruyne. And that's probably my list for the people that they chose. But I'd swap out. I'd 100% swap out Keane and put Vieira 10 and Özil at 9 for those players. Anyone got any major glaring issues with that list I just read out, or is everyone think that's a fair enough list with maybe just 1 or 2 people being switched around? Yeah, like, I think that's where probably if I had more time to think about it, I could probably come up with a better list. But just off the top of my head, I think that's how I go for it, because obviously a few of the people, like obviously Silva I put at 7, but he's got more longevity in the league than Kante. But Kante was unplayable. And the peaks that Kante reached in that short period of time in the Premier League is unmatched. To win back-to-back Premier League titles with 2 different teams is well, not back-to-back with 2 different teams, you know what I mean? Like, he won back-to-back and playing for 2 different teams. So, yeah, probably people, or like some older people, would have a problem with Vieira and Keane. But I don't want to rate people. I don't want to rate people off legacy. I'm not out here. Rating people off legacy, because I'm not really like, I find that so jarring, because I could sit here and say Pele's the GOAT, sit here and say Maradona's the GOAT. Have I ever watched Pele and Maradona? Does it look like I've watched Pele and Maradona? No. It's probably just me being biased, but Gerrard is not clear. Gerrard was a baller, and that's why he's at 2, but he's not clear of KDB. Like I guess they're both playing with disabilities though, because De Bruyne's ginger and Gerrard's scouse, so they're definitely handicaps in your game, but I guess they kind of balance each other out. So no, yeah, I still think De Bruyne's top, 100%. But originally not wanting to have David Silva in your top 10 is crazy from that guy. I don't know his name, but he's a madman for that. He is a madman for that. David Silva is criminally underrated. Keane as a pundit. Yeah, I don't really like Keane as a pundit. I'm not really a fan of Keane as a pundit. I think he's just... But I think that's a problem with a lot of the United guys. I think that's a problem with Neville as well. They just get over-emotional because of, obviously they've seen their club fall from such a stature. Which again, I can understand. But I do feel like there's definitely worse pundits out there than Keane. I'd probably say Owen. And I'm not really a fan of Genius either. I'll tell you who I do like though. I like Paul Merson as a pundit. I don't mind Carra, to be fair. Obviously, I like Big Meeks. I think Sturridge is a good pundit. I think Henry also good pundits. But yeah, for the worst, it is people like Owen, Genius. Even throwing commentators in there. I don't like McManaman as a commentator. I like Darren Fletcher as a commentator though. I think he's quite underrated. I think he's quite good. But yeah, I do think this is where I'm going to end the stream though. So I hope everyone enjoyed, because I do have a few scripts to work on. But yeah, I do hope everyone enjoyed. And quickly before I go, let me know if I should go live tomorrow again. Because I kind of do enjoy it. I enjoy the live stream thing. So quickly just pop in the chat before I go. If you want to see a live tomorrow or another one. Obviously I've got one labeled on for Friday. I'm gonna do a watch along of the City game against Spurs. But if you want to see any other than that, just let it know in the chat and just drop me some suggestions in my community tab, in my comments, tweet them at me. Just give me live stream suggestions, because, you know, like, I don't know if I could be entertaining just sat here talking for an hour. I don't think anyone wants that. But I think we had a pretty decent one today. It was quite. Either way, you know, we'll go live tomorrow, and then we'll see who turns up in it. Like, might as well get in the schedule for it. But yeah, if you can only show up for 5 minutes, just, you know, it's any support on here is appreciated. And yeah, Martin Tyler, I wouldn't say he's overrated, but I think he definitely stayed at the top for too long. And definitely should have retired a lot earlier, but he was a top tier pundit. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Obviously check out the rest of the videos on the channel. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter at FrostyDidIt. I'll get that up on the screen now for anyone that doesn't follow me on Twitter. I'll get that one up for you now. 2 secs. Just got to log in. Oh no, wait, I'm already logged in. What? Oh, no, I'm logged in on another account, but yeah, no, yeah. So this is my Twitter. If you want to go follow that, DM me suggestions, DM me video suggestions, tweet stuff at me. You know, follow, like all my tweets and that. You know all the good stuff. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the stream, and I'll